East Baltimore is the origin of a crew known colloquially as Bunny Ears, a young, ruthless street crew operating in the underbelly of the city. They emerged from tight-knit pockets around Brems Lane and Minnesota Avenue, areas long afflicted by systemic poverty and turf violence.
But this speaks to a larger issue that young people would, number one, have ease of access to these firearms and would use them indiscriminately, shooting people within 50 feet of 25 to 30 police officers who are in the block. Either they don't care about consequences or don't believe the consequences, and they have no respect for human life or the sanctity of life or authority.
Nah, it's just called everybody want to be like Chicago, nigga. It's the influence of the rack, nigga. That's what it is, the influence of Chicago, nigga.
To pull off that brazen, cowardly act right there in the presence of police officers.
Niggas know the going on, yo. North side, new side, all the way down to the next shit, man.
Green Tank, Bunny Ears, free the gang. I ain't gonna show that with me. I heard for real, you speak with niggas know. It's forever like that, man. I don't gotta show that shit here. Stupid. Send some shots out.
This game, you're not ready for it.
I fought a rat beef, wrong gun out the person in the backseat. Send they block trying out to attract me. Stupid.
Before we get started on this video, make sure you go check out my website that's in the description where I post viral videos daily. And plus make sure you like the video and share it with someone to spread the violence awareness. The crew is believed to be associated with the larger local Mossy gang. Online videos titled Mossy Gang X Bunny Ears vlog show masked young men flashing a distinctive hand gesture, two fingers resembling bunny ears, signaling their affiliation. Social media clips, including TikTok interviews, feature them chanting Mossy Gang Bunny Ears and making direct territorial claims. These are not casual posts, but online assertions of power and identity.
If you didn't really get a good visual of these niggas, you would not take that gang serious. Bunny Ears, my nigga. Bunny Ears. For real? If I got threatened by a nigga that said Bunny Ears gang, nigga, I will probably laugh. But again, that's if you had never seen these niggas before. You couldn't take them serious. But these niggas is very serious. The Bunny Ears gang is very serious. Don't get your bunny ears tapped, nigga.
Within their neighborhood, members are shockingly young, often in their teens, with several implicated in shootings and homicides. Prosecutors allege their involvement in multiple East Baltimore murders and shooting incidents, including fatal teen-on-teen violence and carjackings, traced back to this crew. Affectionately ruthless, they operate under brutal internal codes familiar to Baltimore's gang landscape. They are entrenched in a political struggle over street corners and drug markets, competing with rival sets for dominance and retribution. This crew represents a new wave in Baltimore's gang politics, a hyper-local, youthful crew, self-branded online, and quick to resort to violence to enforce territorial control. Their actions reflect a growing trend among East Baltimore street gangs, small, insular, yet capable of extreme violence.
Everywhere you go at is broke ass niggas, and it's niggas that get money though. But that's, I feel like certain niggas over East change that stereotype. You feel me? I ain't no hating ass nigga for real. So you got niggas like bunny ears niggas. They look good. They be cutting. Feel me? From over East. You get what I'm saying? That's about it.
Money Jake is a Baltimore rapper known for flaunting wealth, heavy chains, and a lavish lifestyle in his music and social media posts. Born and raised in West Baltimore, he's become a viral figure in the city's underground hip-hop scene. He frequently appears in music videos such as Industry Ready, 1500 Facts, and My Only Response, showcasing expensive jewelry, luxury cars, and entourages, symbols of success and street credibility. Money Jake often brags in videos about his income and lavish lifestyle. In interviews and freestyles, he emphasizes having all the money and adds credibility by displaying chains, money stacks, and designer clothes. Claims have circulated that he was robbed of a valuable chain in a confrontation tied to a rival gang known as the Bunnies or Bunny Ears, stirring buzz online and sparking speculation about gang affiliations or conflicts. While Money Jake hasn't publicly confirmed formal gang membership, his connections and conflicts suggest he moves within Baltimore's street and gang-influenced circles. Some videos hint at ties to broader regional groups or disputes, but nothing labels him as a core gang member. Musically, he's collaborated with local and regional artists like ESTG and BC Tay, reflecting his growing influence in Baltimore's rap community. Overall, Money Jake blends bold self-promotion with street narratives, a rapper whose flair for wealth signaling is infused with the tension of Baltimore's gangling drama. About 5 months ago, Money Jake was at a Baltimore recording studio when he was violently robbed. Members of the Bunny Ears crew allegedly rushed in, seized his jewelry including a heavy chain he'd been flaunting, along with cash, weed, and other valuables. Eyewitness footage and viral clips quickly emerged online. One YouTube short was titled "Baltimore rapper Money Jake get his chain snatched by bunny ears," while social platforms buzzed about Money Jake chain took by bunnies, and Money Jake still hasn't spoken out about bunny ears taking his chain.
Oh my God. Took him off everything. Everything. Took him off everything. You heard me. Took him off everything.
On Reddit's r/BodyMore410, users discussed the incident. One commenter wrote, "Them dumb, why do niggas instantly post putting insurance on themselves?" Others speculated on gang politics behind it. Baltimore rappers can't play both sides and expect no kickback. These online discussions frame the event not just as a robbery but as an inter-gang statement. Bunny Ears sending a message and Money Jake's public profile making him a target. While Money Jake has not released a formal statement about the incident, he responded indirectly in music. In a track released soon after, he dropped a diss song claiming ownership of significant street credibility in addressing the chain theft, clearly influenced by the incident. To date, there's no public record of the stolen items being recovered or arrests made. The robbery remains one of several flashpoints highlighting the volatile relationship between Baltimore's rising local rappers and crews like Bunny Ears. On July 24th through the 25th, 2024, 3 Baltimore men, Jerome Waters, 23, Calvin Israel, 23, and William Barnett, 27, all connected to the Bunny Ears gang, traveled from Maryland to Queens, New York. The trio posed as marijuana buyers at a stash house in Bayside to rob their dealers at gunpoint and kidnap them. Also, William Barnett is a known Baltimore rapper known as Zone 18 Will. Once inside, Waters and Barnett brandished firearms, forced the dealers into zip ties, and brought in 2 accomplices. The group herded their captives into a Jeep and a U-Haul van, stealing approximately 30 pounds of marijuana during the operation. Within the confines of the U-Haul, Julian Mejias, a 23-year-old dealer, was shot multiple times.
Hopefully they got some fire up at that motherfucker. They said 30 pounds. Shit. I'll be irritated if it
In
was
the
30
head
pounds
by
of
Marcus
bullshit.
Pittman, Nacho, or Cheese. First responders found Mejias' lifeless body on 208th Street near 32nd Drive in Bayside, still bound by zip ties and surrounded by bags of weed. The robbery and kidnapping scheme concluded with the suspects fleeing back to Baltimore. In a surveillance video dated July 24, the defendants were seen at a New York gas station en route to the stash house. On October 24, 2024, Waters and Israel were arrested in Baltimore and indicted in Brooklyn's Eastern District. Barnett remains at large. A second superseding indictment, unsealed May 20, 2025, added Jalon Lenny Garrett, 20, Marcus Pittman, 30, and Delonta Pittman, 31, to the charges. The 6-count indictment accuses the crew of conspiracy to commit armed robbery, kidnapping, interstate drug trafficking, and the murder of Mejias. Federal prosecutors say
Them boys out there touching a bag. Them niggas got nice chains on, designer clothes. You niggas is doing y'all thing out there. Is that rap money? It got to be rap money. Because I don't hear nothing about you niggas selling no
Garrett held a
drugs.
second deal at gunpoint while Marcus Pittman executed Mejias in the back of the U-Haul. Israel is accused of renting the van used in the operation. If convicted, Waters, the Pittmans, and Israel each face life imprisonment, while Garrett faces 10 years to life. This brutal interstate crime reflects a disturbing evolution among Baltimore-based robbery crews, moving beyond localized turf violence and leveraging brutal cross-state operations. It underscores how groups once limited to street-level territory disputes are becoming increasingly mobile and dangerous. 2 young men were shot and killed on the night of June 26, 2022 in a triple shooting outside the Parkside Shopping Center in Northeast Baltimore. The victims were Devontae Lamont Powell, age 21, and Demetrius Savante Johnson, age 26. Powell was pronounced dead at the scene, while Johnson succumbed to his injuries later at the hospital. The incident unfolded just after 8 p.m. in the 5300 block of Frankfort Avenue near Sinclair Lane. Witnesses reported hearing multiple gunshots, and a third victim, a 28-year-old woman, suffered non-fatal injuries and was taken to the hospital in stable condition. The Baltimore Police Department released surveillance footage showing 4 masked gunmen exiting a Honda and opening fire on the group. A second burst of shots rang out inside a convenience store, extending the violence beyond the parking lot. Authorities have since offered an $8,000 0-cent reward for information identifying the suspects. No arrests have been.
Them niggas pulled up at the store, wet some shit down, pause, then ran inside the store and squeeze some more. God damn, them niggas should have went to the goddamn military.
Made, and police have cited no confirmed connections to the Bunny Ears crew. However, the shooting occurred in the same general area where Bunny Ears linked activity has been observed, hinting at potential overlap or territorial conflict. This tragic incident reinforces a troubling pattern of gang and street violence in Baltimore. In 2021 alone, Baltimore reported over 300 homicides, one of the highest rates per capita in the U.S., many tied to highly localized crews fighting for control of southern and eastern neighborhoods. Baltimore's gang landscape is fractured. Small, insular juvenile crews like Bunny Ears, long-standing prison-affiliated groups such as the Bloods, Crips, Black Guerrilla Family, and neighborhood-based factions all engage in turf wars over drug corridors and street corners. Informal alliances shift frequently, and violence often flares over perceived slights or retaliatory killings. The Northeast shooting adds to the urgency facing Baltimore's leaders as they pursue a multi-pronged strategy involving law enforcement crackdowns, community-based interventions, and youth outreach to stem the cycles of vengeance and robbery that fuel street-level homicide. Until the suspects are brought to justice, the families of Powell and Johnson remain in limbo, waiting for closure, while the community grapples with growing fear and frustration that even a routine evening at a local shopping center can explode into deadly violence. On April 16, 2023, 31-year-old Dontre Mitchell was shot and killed on the 2900 block of Chesley Avenue in Northeast Baltimore. Baltimore police say he was ambushed around 8:30 a.m. A masked gunman jumped from a red vehicle and opened fire with what appeared to be a rifle. Mitchell was taken to Johns Hopkins Bayview, but succumbed to his wounds shortly after arrival. Police released surveillance footage showing the shooter fleeing and fast-tracked an $8,000.
He was walking some shit down. Damn. I would have hated to be the nigga running from that gun.
0-cent reward for tips leading to an arrest. While no formal links to the Bunny Ears crew have been publicly confirmed, the murder occurred in a corridor adjacent to territories where Bunny Ears activity has been reported. Given the proximity and timing, law enforcement and community groups are considering potential gang motives. This killing is part of a larger context. Baltimore's homicide rate, though on a downward trajectory, remains historically high. In 2024, the city recorded 201 homicides, its lowest total since 2011, and a sharp drop from 333 in 2022 and 261 in 2023. As of early June 2025, Baltimore has already seen 59 homicides, underscoring the persistent challenge of street violence even amid declining overall trends. During April 2025 alone, there were only 5 murders, marking the lowest monthly count ever recorded, down from 13 in April 2024, a 61.5% drop year over year. Still, each incident carries weight far beyond statistics. To combat violence, Baltimore's group violence reduction strategy, bolstered by expanded homicide clearance rates, which rose from 42% in 2020 to 68% in 2024, is credited with revealing real progress. Yet arrests for murder remain steady, typically around 100 and 130 annually, suggesting systemic strains even as homicides drop. Gang politics in Baltimore remain complex. The landscape features a fragmented mix of small, youth-led crews like Bunny Ears, alongside entrenched prison-affiliated groups, Bloods, Crips, Black Guerrilla Family, and neighborhood-based factions. These groups frequently clashed over drug turf and perceived slights, often erupting in lethal retaliation. The murder of Dontre Mitchell and earlier incidents involving Bunny Ears reflect ongoing tensions between localized crews asserting control over East and Northeast Baltimore. While the city celebrates record low monthly homicide numbers, these violent flashpoints serve as reminders of deeper, unresolved conflicts fueling street-level tragedies.
This is Pod 5, the first fully immersive sleep system. Intelligent, adaptive, effortless.
Shout out Top Viral TV, man. Y'all go tap in with bro. He got a lot of shit on his channel. He got a lot of stuff on his channel, man. Go tap in with bro, man, and go fuck with it. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Come fuck with me. I'm just now starting this YouTube shit, man. So if y'all see some shit that I can brush up on or get better at, please let me know, man, in the comment section. But thank you for tuning in, man. Y'all have a good day.